So you might be one of those people that are always extremely busy, just like me. Even when you finally have a day off, you've somehow managed to fill it with things that you need to do. So it seems that those things you've known for a while that you should get a habit of doing are something that you won't be able to do for probably months. But it's absolutely on your to-do list and you'll definitely get to it, right? So often I hear people saying that they don't have time to do the hard work, probably the most common one, working out. I mean, this is a fair thing to say considering, after all, you do feel like you don't have the time. And adding that to all the stuff you have right now on your plate, it would be impossible. Your plate right now is so heavy already. If you would add that, you would drop your plate and it would break and your food thing would splat. I don't know, I'm going too deep into this plate metaphor, but either way, you feel like you can't, right? It's not just that you use the excuse you don't have time. You actually genuinely feel like you don't have the time. Like you go to bed at night and realize that you haven't had 5 minutes off. Well, here's the thing. If you're busy on your off days now, you will be in a year. And you will be in 10 years. Things won't change, but the habits that you have might. Have you ever been forced to take a step back when it comes to comfort? Like you've landed your dream job and now you have to add 1 hour of travel time in the morning to work and 1 hour on the way home, and suddenly you have 2 hours less every single day. Or maybe you've had a car breaking down and suddenly you had to go by foot for weeks while it's being fixed because they had to order in that one piece for your car that was broken and it takes ages for it to arrive. But before this, you thought you couldn't go a day without your car. You need it every day for work, for groceries, for meeting your friends. But in cases like these, you adjust it, right? If someone had asked you before if you could add 2 hours of travel time every single day to your schedule, that would seem outrageous and impossible, right? But now, suddenly you can, because you had to, and you adjusted. I mean, you were so busy before, and you're kind of equally busy now. It's just after 1 week of kind of a painful experience of taking that extra train, and then that bus from that train, and then walking to the new office or whatever it is. After a week of that, you will have adjusted. And this is because you can make time. Whether you use it as an excuse intentionally or not, you can make time. It's so important to know this. There are so many important things that we don't do because we think we don't have the time, but we do have the time. I mean, come on. It's all just about prioritizing. Now, I'm not saying you're making this up as an excuse, because, as I said, you probably feel like you don't have the time and you probably genuinely believe it as well. I've been there too, and I've always been incredibly busy. And I've added so much to my plate sometimes that I thought I was not gonna be able to take it. But I did. We can take a lot more than we think we can, actually. I'm not telling you to go out there and overwork yourself. That's not at all what I'm saying. Just to be clear. But anyways, I've been there too. You think that you simply just don't have enough hours in your day to add something more. But I'm here to tell you that that's an excuse, whether you like it or not. That's just the way it is. Once you actually start adding these things to your life or start doing whatever you have to do, working out probably. I mean, if you're not working out, just fucking work out. Once you actually start doing it, you realize you've been an idiot for not doing it. Just like you could adapt to traveling an extra hour or two to your new dream job. I meet people so often that tell me that they don't work out because they don't have time, and it always makes me a little bit disappointed in them, because that tells me that they aren't prioritizing something that's ridiculously important to your short-term and long-term health. I believe it was in his first book, Can't Hurt Me, David Goggins said something like, if I'm working a 20-hour shift one day, you know damn well I'm sleeping 3 hours and working out for 1 hour. This is the mindset that we have to learn from. It's very important for you to grasp the fact that you can go to the gym today or do whatever other thing. I think I'm really just leaning into this gym thing right now, but it's the strongest and easiest example because it's so common. And I mean, let's be honest, physical activity is something that has been proven over and over that basically everyone should do. Even if they're lazy, especially if they're lazy actually, they might actually start developing the self-discipline they need to not be lazy. You can go to the gym today. What do you have planned for today? Or, you know, if you're like in bed watching this at night, which you shouldn't, because being on the phone at night is so bad. If you're watching this at bed right now, then what are you doing tomorrow? Or today, you know, if you're not watching it in bed. I bet a list of things pop up. Maybe it doesn't, then you're good to go. If it does, I can guarantee that if you decide to, within that list, there's a spot. If not, one of those things can be moved to a day where you're less busy so you can work out today. Otherwise, worst case scenario, you work out after you're done and you go to bed a little bit later. If you have a 20-hour shift, work out 1 hour and sleep for 3. There is always time. Stop pretending that there isn't. So go out there and earn your sleep, damn it.